Welcome in. Paramay Trades. Paramay's Trade Journal. We're going to take a look at the Australian dollar. We're going to take a look at some price actions, some pivots, and commercial interest to see if we could have aligned ourselves with the proper side of the trade this week. What's the Australian dollar doing? Australian. Here it is. So we wanted to monitor this just because of the activity that was happening with the American dollar, the US dollar. And they're kind of flip-flopping a little bit here. So super negative outlook by commercials on the 6-month index. And we did get a little bit of a sentiment change. We got a 2-week period of both on the 6-month index and the 3-year index where comms were over 80%. Over 80% is extreme positive territory. Anything under 20% is extremely negative territory. And that's what we're looking at this week. So what could we have found? Well, please excuse the chart here. We just did the euro, but let's take a look at the Australian dollar. Let's just drag over our comms chart here. So we were looking at this with the CoT Friday roundup, and we had a case back here for extremely positive outlook on commercial interest. So those are the 2 weeks that they were getting really bullish, and we had some nice price action going on here. They're not holding nearly as optimistic of an outlook at present, but they're not near extremes. So I have to watch the dollar index here and see what's going on. But moving forward in the week, hard to say. WPR were sold. Open interest relatively low in terms of commercial interest, but holding a second week of declining positive outlook. So where is this now? Market sentiment really low. This was the area that we wanted to be in as buyers. But is there a little bit of a retrace in store here? I don't know. I don't think that on the daily, at least we've broken that ATR range that helps us confirm that on a daily level, we want to be in this trade. Nice violent bounce. Isn't that a coincidence that we're right up against that area? Is this breaking? It just barely break this? No. I mean, it finished right in this area, but we just did not. We're really super close. Super close to breaking the ATR range, which is nice and helpful that, this may go the other direction, but maybe we've got some work to do in here and we get a nice bit of build up before we break. Comms aren't always, as a leading indicator, wonderful. Is it the only indicator? No. No. It was helpful in this area. Absolutely 100%. Comms bullish, open interest, relatively lower diminishing, WPR was sold, market sentiment's really low. So if you were in the trade down here, that was wonderful. Yeah. So let's get a nice clean chart. Is this my 5? It is my 5/3. So changing things up a little bit on the charts as of late, just trying to get a new perspective. Sometimes that helps. Using yellow or kind of like an off gold here to get some contrast as my default with these squares. And here's the case. Here's the case for a swing pivot here. Higher low. Lower low. Whoop. Come on now. Lower low and higher low. So if we were watching this chart, that looked like a nice swing pivot, a nice valid swing pivot, and then we get this nice, technical test in this area. Look good. So we take out this high. This liquidity is taken. Didn't that look wonderful? So we swing low. Here's our swing high, and we never came back down. So this is good valued area on the chart. Let's just eliminate this. And this was the lead, this is our leading indicator, I believe. Right here, that we wanted to be on this side of the trade. So we swing high, we swing low. Swing high, swing low, we come up, we take out these highs. Target the bottom of the range. And we don't quite get there. We find a nice technical support test here. And away we go. And one thing I've been looking at lately, just trying to pay attention to on these charts is, where are the bullish indications that this wants to turn around? I mean, this, you got this sell-off here. You've got this, bearish dominance that it seems to be taking a foothold of the chart. And then we break it. We do like looking for these bullish W's. We just didn't. I mean, I guess you could plead the case here that you got one. Nice bullish W. Finding support in this higher low pivot. We did run it here, but here's your higher low here, and maybe this is the area where we get into this trade. And you just wait patiently to see if this is going to break this low that's acting as confirmation to our short-term or long-term low here before this takes off. So that looked pretty good, right? So now let's look and see what we got, at least from a channel perspective, to see where this thing's going, since we've got some pivots to work with. So nice fight over that, the median line of this channel, and we're up into, kind of dangerous territory in terms of being a buyer. I don't know if I want to be a buyer on this hike. So we closed the week out up here. We opened up the week down here. What kind of correction will happen, if any? And are these helpful? Are these areas helpful? That would probably be a good idea, is to look left and see what we got. For pivots on this side. So this sold off so hard that, these areas really aren't. Is there anything really to work with or be concerned about in terms of we're range low, range high here, but this sold off so much, there was no real accumulation going on or distribution. From a volume perspective, these areas look pretty darn good. So, will it have some trouble getting up over this, and then we get a little bit of a correction, stay above this, this 50 line, this median line, and come up and challenge and try to take out some of these shorts. Yeah. So we get any bullish W's working for us here that could, got us in this trade. So we got a nice bullish W and a break and an expectation of a higher low, but we never got it. It kind of ripped away. Same thing here. We just never really got. So we had this higher low, and we got this nice pivot working here. I guess this would qualify. This would qualify a break, and we come back and retest the top of this, this technical test area, where this small cluster is, that there was some buildup, and where was it? Right here. And we come back down and test that, and we find some support, and away we go. We recognize that we've got some EMA support, and now we're in the trade. Especially if you missed it down here. Do we get something similar going on in this area too? Will be a nice little pivot action. Yeah, I think so. So we get, it's got this nice look to it, higher low, higher low, higher low, lower low, and higher low. It was this nice swing. And then we wait for obviously a break here. Do we wait for a break? If you're a breakout trader, yeah. So it's low of the range, high of the range, swing low, target the high of the range, and then we come back down and we've got, we find support here and away we go. And that was probably a pretty good indicator that we were gonna get a break. It was a little bit of build up here, but we get a nice build up. I mean, it looked pretty good. You get that W look again, and a break, and away we go. All right, so moving forward on the chart, let's keep this brief here. Oh, am I a buyer way up in here? I wouldn't blindly short it up here. I'm be looking for an opportunity to buy on a bullish chart. I would not be looking to play the contrarian at this point. Unless something dramatic happens with the dollar and it decides to, correct a little bit, and then we wait for an opportunity where we would get a nice pivot to work with. We got your lower high here, your higher high here, and then if we can break down and find another pivot, maybe that'll draw up a case for some kind of correction to the downside, but right now I wouldn't count on it. Yeah, I'm not counting on it. I'm looking for a buy setup here. This is what I'm looking for. And we'll see what happens with the Australian dollar in the coming days, because it's Friday and we're looking at the charts. For a lot of you, this is something you're probably not used to, is staying home on a Friday night, but there's lots of homework to do. We're preparing ourselves for the week coming up, and we got to see what charts we're looking at. So a lot will depend on the dollar here, I think, because comms don't look wonderful at this point in time on the Australian dollar. And having it that we're on the daily up in that oversold range, it makes me a little bit skeptical that this, how much continuation can we get without first retooling and seeing if we can find additional buyers to step in. Can we get bulls to step in here, or is it just going to break right up through the range? So, and if it does break up through the range, one thing that I do like to see is a break of the range and a pullback before continuation. In regards to average trailing stop or ATR. So anyways, thanks for stopping in. Thanks for tuning in. This one was a little shorter than the other one, so we're doing better. But Discord is listed in the description. Download the app, grab the server address, come on in, stop in, talk trade with us. There's a handful of channels that are open to the public, and the other ones are visible by the public, but you can't communicate through them, but they're open. So send me a direct message if you're on there. Paramay Trades. Hope you find yourself on the profitable side of the trade, and we'll see you on the next video.